Good morning, everyone. So we are the group 12, and today we are going to tackle our given topic entitled verbal. Before and foremost, we should know what is verbal. So what is verbal? Verbal is simply means having to do with words. So having to do with words, right? The second one is a word of words functioning as a verb. And the third one is a verbal noun. So there is three types of verbal. The first one is gerunds. The second one is infinitives. The third one is participles. So the first topic that we discuss is gerunds. So what is gerunds? Gerunds is a verbal that ends in ing, which is example beginning. So begin. ing, we add ing, so beginning. That is gerunds and function as a noun. So gerunds can be used as subject, direct subject, subject complement, object of the preposition. So I have examples of gerunds using subject. Traveling might satisfy your desire for new experiences. So the traveling is the gerund. Gerund as a direct subject, they do not appreciate singing. So the gerund here is singing. Singing. So sing plus ing equals singing. So that is gerund. The gerund as subject complement. My cat's favorite activity is sleeping. So the gerund here is sleeping. Like what we said, gerund is ending with ing. The third one is gerund as of preposition. The police arrested him for speeding. So the gerund here is speeding. So it means gerund is all about having ing in the end of the word. So gerund phrase. What is gerund phrase? It's a group of words beginning with a gerund and is followed most often by modifiers and direct subjects and or prepositional phrases. So there is this example. The gerund phrases function as the subject of the sentence, as the subject. Finding a needle in a haystack would be easier than what we are trying to do. Finding is a gerund. As you can see, finding is ending with ing. A needle is a direct object of action. In a haystack is a prepositional phrase. The second one example is the gerund phrase function as the direct object of the sentence. My teacher likes questioning us on our math skills. So the highlighted here is a questioning us on our math skills. So questioning is a gerund ending with ing, and us is a direct object of action. Of our math skills, prepositional phrase. So that is.
Good day, everyone. My name is Rowan Kathleen Manggubat, and today I will be going to discuss two topics. First, the gerund punctuation. Second, infinitives. Now, allow me to discuss the gerund punctuation. A gerund virtually never requires punctuation with it. Why? Because it usually functions as a subject, direct object, predicate nominative, and object preposition. But wait, there is an exception. An exception would be a gerund set off by commas because it is an appositive, not because it is a gerund. In other words, a gerund can be used as a positive. And when we say positive, these are the word or group of words that renames a noun and gives more information about it. Just like the given example here. My favorite exercise, comma, swimming, comma, keeps me fit. Now, let me ask, what do you think is our gerund used as a positive here? Well, the gerund that is used as a positive here is the word swimming because it ends in ing, renames the noun, and it also gives more information about the speaker's favorite exercise. Again, we can use punctuation, specifically commas, in gerund that is used as a positive. And when we say positive, these are the words that renames a noun and gives more information about it. This time, allow me to proceed to our second topic, which is infinitives. But first of all, what is infinitive? An infinitive is a verbal consisting of the word to plus a verb. Remember, to eat, to drink, to walk, to play, and so on. In its simplest stem form, so it's not a conjugated form. And here, an infinitive, it functions as a noun, as an adjective, or as an adverb in a sentence, which is a little bit different than these aspects or additional to the ones from the gerunds that we were talking about. Although an infinitive is easy to locate because of the to plus verb form, deciding what function it has in a sentence can sometimes be a little bit confusing. Now here, I have 5 sentences to help us identify the use of each infinitive it contains. In the first sentence, to wait seemed foolish when decisive action was required. To wait here is a subject that was doing the action, to wait, so it is used in the place of subject. In the second sentence, everyone wanted to go. The action being done to is to go, so it is the direct object. In the third sentence, his ambition is to fly. To fly is the subject complement without complementing the subject, which is him or his ambition. In the fourth sentence, he lacked the strength to resist. To resist is describing the strength, so it is used as an adjective. And in our fifth sentence, we must not study to learn. To learn is modifying the verb, which is to study, and it is used as an adverb. And that's it for my report. Thank you so much for listening. And now, may I call Ms. Melchi Denistrosa to discuss more.
Good afternoon, everyone. I'm Melchi Dinestrosa, and I am going to report about the infinitives versus prepositional phrases. Be sure not to confuse an infinitive, a verbal consisting of to plus a verb form, with a prepositional phrases beginning with to, which consist of to plus a noun or pronoun and any modifiers. So do not be confused of infinitives and prepositional phrases. Both phrases begin with to. Infinitive phrase is to followed by the word verb, while prepositional phrases is starts with to plus noun, pronoun, and any modifier. Here are examples of infinitive phrases: to fly, to draw, to become, to enter, to stand, to catch, to belong. So this in these phrases, it starts with to followed by the word verb. Fly, drew, become, enter, stand, catch, and belong. While prepositional phrase to him, to the committee, to my house, to the mountains, to us, to this address. These phrases starts with to followed by the noun, by the pronoun him, to the noun to the committee, to my house, to the mountains, to us, to this address. So that's the differences of the infinitives and prepositional. Infinitive starts with to followed by the verb, while prepositional phrase starts with to followed by the noun or pronoun. Noun and pronoun. Another examples of infinitive phrase and prepositional phrases. Phrase. I wanted to walk to the beach. The highlighted phrase there to walk is an example of infinitive. It starts with to followed by the word verb. To the beach is an example of prepositional phrase. Starts with to followed by the noun the beach. Infinitive phrase is a group of words consisting of an infinitive and followed most often by modifiers, direct objects, and or prepositional phrases. Here are examples. We intended to leave early. I have a paper to write before class. Phil agreed to give me a ride. The highlighted phrases there to leave early, to write before class, to give me a ride are examples of an infinitive phrases. So that's all about my report and thank you for listening.
Good morning, everyone. I am Bea Marie Chris Atelio, the next reporter. Infinitive punctuation. If the infinitive is used as an adverb and it's the beginning phrase in a sentence, it should be set off with a comma. Otherwise, no punctuation is needed for infinitive phrase unless it is used as an appositive that is non-essential. For example, to buy a basket of flowers, John had to spend his last dollar. The second is to improve your writing, you must consider your purpose and the audience. Points to remember. An infinitive is a verbal consisting of the word to plus a verb. It may be used as a pronoun, adjective, and adverb. An infinitive phrase consists of an infinitive plus modifiers, objective, complement, and prepositional phrases. An infinitive phrase requires a comma only if it is used as an adverb at the beginning of a sentence and sometimes at a non-essential positives. Another example is, for example, Dan helped her friend bake his mother a cake. The special verb is help. The direct object is her friend. In the infinitive phrase, the bare infinitive is bake. Its direct object is a cake. This time, there is an indirect object, his mother, in the infinitive phrase too. Next is split infinitives. Occur when additional words are included between two and the verb form in an infinitive. This practice should be avoided in formal writing. For example, I like to on a nice day walk in a woods. This is one is unacceptable. The next is on a nice day. I like to walk in the woods. This is not revised. I need to quickly gather my personal possessions, and this one is unacceptable. And the next is I need to gather my personal possessions quickly, and is revised. So, another example of split infinitive is to suddenly go and to quickly read, because the adverb suddenly and quickly split or break ups the infinitives to go and to read. Next is participles. In a verbal that is used as an adjective and most often ends in ing or ing or id or ed, from the present and past participle of the adverb. For example, the crying baby had a wet diaper. The second is shaken. He walked away from the wicked car. The third, the burning log fell of the fire. The fourth is smiling. She hugging the fainting dog. Another example of participles. The present participle is the rising sun. The verb there is to rise. The past participle is the rising sun. The next is the present participle is the boiling water. The verb there is to boil, and the past participle is the boiled water. The next is the breaking news, and the verb there is to break, and the past participle is the breaking news.
Good morning, everyone. My name is Eliza Macy Bonallo, and I am the last reporter for this topic. And today, I will be discussing you all the participle phrase. So it is a group of words consisting of a participle and a modifier, a direct object, or a prepositional phrase. So the pronoun or the noun will act as the recipient of the action in the phrase. You need a comma after a participle phrase if it comes at the beginning of the sentence and the following phrase is a complete sentence. A participle phrase also looks like a verb, but actually it functions as an adjective. It modifies a noun in the same sentence. So I have here two examples of participle phrase. The first one is removing his coat, Jack rushed to the river. So the participle phrase functions as an adjective modifying Jack, and the removing in the sentence is the participle while his coat is the direct object. The last one is Dolores noticed her cousin walking along the shoreline. The participle phrase functions as an adjective modifying the word cousin, and walking is the participle while the last one is along the shoreline is the prepositional phrase as adverb. Dangling participle. In order to prevent confusion, a participle phrase must be placed as close to the noun. It modifies as possible, and the noun must be clearly stated. So in grammar, a dangling participle is an adjective that is unintentionally modifying the wrong noun in a sentence. Like for example, carrying a heavy pile of books, his foot caught on a step. In this sentence, there is no clear indication of who or what is performing the action expressed in the participle carrying. While in the last example, carrying a heavy pile of books, he caught his foot on a step. So this is the revised version of the first example. As you can see, you will now see who is carrying the heavy pile of books because of the word he. Participle punctuation. So when a participle phrase begins a sentence, a comma should be placed after the phrase. Like this example, arriving at the store, I found that it was closed. You will see that there is a comma before the word I found. And if the participle or participle phrase comes in the middle of the sentence, it should be set off with commas only if the information is not essential to the meaning of the sentence. Like this two example. Said watching an old movie drifted in and out of sleep. The girl swimming on the pool is my friend. And if a participle phrase comes at the end and directly follows the word it modifies, you should not use a comma. like this example. The local residents often saw Ken wandering through the streets. So there is a point to remember for all the participle phrases. So a participle phrase is a verb ending in ing or ed, en, d, t, or n that function as an adjective modifying a noun or a pronoun. A participle phrase consists of participle plus modifier, object, prepositional phrases, and complements. Participles and participle phrases must be placed as close to the nouns or pronouns they modify as possible, and those nouns or pronouns must be clearly stated. A participle phrase is set off with commas when it comes at the beginning of a sentence, or if it interrupts a sentence as an essential element. And that ends our discussion. Thank you so much and have a nice day, and thank you for listening.